This is mostly chipped up mimosa, some oak, a lot of pieces of bamboo. You could see back there we chopped off a bunch of bamboo, chipped it up in here to make slow compost. I'll probably have to put some manure or something on here and let it rot down. We're taking out some big mimosa trees that were hanging over and growing up alongside our outside garage, and we had a little bit of accident. That's gonna take some mortar, a little bit of chipping. We just barely caught the corner of the compost pile, taking that out right there. That's the way it goes. At least no people were hurt. That's so sad. But we can fix it. If you can build it, you can fix it. Our other project today is working on the porch of the little cottage here. It had rotted out all around the edges, so we're taking the wood that's decent, lining it up. Had to get a few new boards, but it's been needing to be done for a long time, and it's better to do it now before it gets all rainy. You can tell we've also done a lot of work out here in the nursery because it's nursery inspection season and we have to pretend like we're responsible. Got a lot of fruit trees that are asleep right now. Looks like sticks with pots in them. Pots with sticks in them. These are the shell apples that I have, and these are all ready to be potted up to sell later. I'm gonna bring some of these guys to the Farmhouse Fair in Milton on March 22nd, the Farmhouse Fair. So you'll find that in my posts, and I'll put a link below. But these little guys, nothing really looks that pretty this time of year, but this is a variety from Bruton, Alabama. And it is a well-adapted variety for the South that is very rare. So I was very fortunate to get a few of them. A lot of these are going in my yard, but I'll have some with me. But they need to be potted up right now so they look pretty in a month. Our big project this week is getting potatoes in the ground. We got 150 pounds of seed potatoes. And they've been 2/3 of the way chopped up so far.
Oh, it's self-leveling. That's blasphemy and sorcery.
Oh, I broke it.
It's basically a 60-second fence.
Hey, light up at a random moment.
The right tool for the right job.
Is that right?
No.
I got a tractor, and now I finally got a tiller. It's time to celebrate by tilling. fenced in this whole area right here, and we did that in a day. It's part of one of our cow pastures, and we fortuitously measured it out and discovered that it was almost exactly 1 acre that we fenced off, which makes it really easy for calculating amendments and yields and that sort of thing. So this is going to be our extended vegetable gardens. I've wanted to do row gardens again for quite a while, potatoes in particular, and we got this tiller just right before the potato season, and we put it on the credit card. So yeah, hopefully we get enough potatoes to make that back, and hopefully my wife's not watching this video. Now I know some of you all are thinking, David the Good, why would you till? Why would you till up the ground? Well, let me explain to you how this works. The soil is filled with life. 1 teaspoonful of soil contains as many as 1 billion bacteria, and many of those bacteria don't even have names yet. Hi Tim. Hi Bob. Hi Sherry. There are fungi. There are beetles. There are worms. The soil is filled with life. And when you till, you grind up all that yucky stuff so plants can grow. So my boys and our friend Sam put this fence in. This is about 210 foot of fence, and it was actually really quick. It took them 60 seconds to drive the T-posts all the way down, with 2 of them driving, which was pretty impressive. And it's all nicely measured out and everything, and this should keep the cows from coming in. This is electrified, and we've got a lot of space to do a bunch of different crops: watermelons, corn landrace, and then our potatoes here in the spring. Also, whoever sent me the amazing hose made of metal. I made some joke in a video a few months ago about having bad hoses and that hoses were expensive, and I said fund by Patreon. I was totally just goofing around. I need a GoFundMe to buy hoses. I think I said something like that. Somebody sent me a hose to my P.O. box, so whoever you are, I couldn't find a name on it, but thank you very much. That was very kind of you. That is the most indestructible hose I've ever seen in my life. I don't know if you went to like Robot Supply Store or got it from a DARPA project or something like that, but that is an awesome hose, and thank you very much. That was very kind of you.
Way better than my lines planting the pines.
Oh yeah.
They're very straight.
If our hearts hold out.
Been down too much. Not enough Cheerios.
Maybe you go with that one first and then the small one behind.
Maybe, yeah. I'm not sure if the angle on the small one's going to be right or not.
Yeah, I can come behind you.
It's certainly easier than using a hand hoe. Who needs a gym? No. I don't think so. We ended up with not enough potatoes, even though we had 150 pounds of seed potatoes. So, because the farm store was closed today, we had to go to Tractor Supply and spend more money on potatoes and get the little bags of them to fill in the gaps, and then cutting them all up And because we don't have time to let them dry out like we did the other ones, we let those dry for about 4 days. These are getting cut, and then they are dipped in ashes to just close it up, and hopefully they heal and they don't rot in the ground. The tiller we got for the tractor is a Cherokee MRT-063. It is a 6-foot tiller. It's about, I think it's 6 foot. I'm gonna have to lay down next to it. Just a second, I'll get back to you. All right, so my head's right there and my feet are at the other end. There we go. It's a 6-foot tiller. We gave it a pretty good test. It was on this centipede grass hard sod, and I passed just tilling an inch or two deep, and then went back and tilled a little deeper, and then a little deeper, and it really started to bog down the first time, but then we got a decent rain. I waited 3 days and then tilled it, and we could go to our maximum depth without bogging down the tractor. So far so good. This looks like a strong implement, and it was recommended to me, so this is what we got. The only thing is we couldn't manage to get it in orange, but this is just gonna have to do.
Or like over there, make all the little segments. What? How did you get a potato? No.
I can see your legs.
Should be able to.
Yeah, I can. And your shoes. And 1 foot and one shoe.
So we've successfully planted 198 pounds of potato seed. And if our previous harvests are any indication, we should get 199 pounds back of beautiful potatoes. So this is what we've got. We had to go out to Tractor Supply, buy some more potatoes at the last minute, and then we kind of just finagled them to fit the space, but we managed to plant all of our seed today, and it is done. Now, if you're gardening on a backyard scale, obviously you wouldn't want to do a plot this big. Most yards don't even have this much space available. So if you're gardening in a backyard scale and you say, I can't really garden, well, why don't you come over and join the Grow 500 Challenge? I'm helping people grow 500 pounds of food in their backyard this spring, and we have a challenge with prizes and an active community and everything else. I will put a link to that below. That's the Grow 500 Challenge. So if we can grow 500 pounds of food right here, that would be kind of awesome. And if potatoes actually do what they're supposed to, we should get twice that. But we'll see, because weather and fire ants and blights and everything else are very unpredictable. And that's part of the fun of farming. The failure that gives you better character. Thanks for joining me. I'll catch you all next time. And until then, may your thumbs always be green.